You are going to pick up that receipt and look at what you spent this week. Go ahead. I will wait. You are going to pick up that receipt and look at what you spent this week. Go ahead. I will wait. And once you see it, your grocery bill, your cleaning bill, and your whole relationship with the store will never look the same. My name is Eliane Yoda, and on this channel we talk about one thing: taking back control. And once you see it, your grocery bill, your cleaning bill, and your whole relationship with the store will never look the same. My name is Eliane Yoda, and on this channel we talk about one thing: taking back control. Tired of watching grocery prices climb every single week, and you want real solutions you can start this weekend? I want to show you something. I put together 2 complete guides, one for people just starting out, and one for families who want to grow food year-round and actually build a pantry that feeds them no matter what. Together they are called the Grow Your Ground Bundle. The link is in the description. It is $29.90 right now. That is less than a single bag of groceries, and it comes with a 14-day money-back guarantee. Over 4,000 families are using it. I will tell you more at the end, but right now, let's get into what today's video is actually about, because today I am giving you 2 things that changed our family's life. The first is a $6 laundry soap that lasts a year and works better than anything in a plastic jug. And the second is the one realization that changed how I think about every dollar we spend in a store. Stay to the end. The second thing is more important than the first. Let me show you what you are actually buying when you buy laundry detergent. This jug, the big one, the one that looks like a great deal, is mostly water. I am not being dramatic. Most of the weight in your hand right now is plain water, dyed blue or green, with a little soap and a strong manufactured perfume mixed in. The company selling this knows something you probably have not thought about. They know that you do not measure whether your clothes are clean. You smell them. That mountain breeze scent, or whatever they have named it on the label, is not cleaning your clothes. It is your nose being trained to believe they are clean. That smell is the most expensive ingredient in the bottle, and it does exactly 0 cleaning. Here's the thing about that. You are paying, every single month your whole life, to ship water across the country in a plastic jug and to buy a smell. You are not buying clean. You are buying the feeling of clean. And the genius of the whole system, from the company's perspective, is that it runs out. Every few weeks you lift another heavy jug into the cart. You pay again for the water. You pay again for the perfume. A thing you have to keep rebuying forever is a far better business than a thing you could make yourself for $6 a year. Nobody told you that. Not because it is not true, but because there is no advertising budget courage. In a box of washing soda and a bar of plain soap. Let me show what our family has used for years instead. 3 things: plain, cheap, and honest. Write these down. I am going to say them slowly. Number 1, washing soda, not baking soda. They are related, but they are not the same. Washing soda, sodium carbonate, is the yellow box on the laundry aisle. $4 or $5. This is your main cleaner. When it hits the water, it makes everything alkaline, and that is what loosens grease, oils, and dirt, and lets them lift out of your clothes. Number 2, borax, another mineral, mined from dry lake beds. Same aisle, same price. Borax is your water softener. Most homes in this country have hard water loaded with dissolved minerals. Those minerals fight your soap. They grab onto the dirt, and instead of washing it away, they half rub it back in. Borax handles those minerals so the soap can do its actual job. Number 3, a bar of plain soap. The simpler, the better. A plain Castile bar or an old-fashioned laundry bar. A couple of dollars. You grate it like cheese. This is the part that actually grabs grease and lets water carry it away. That is the whole list. Washing soda, borax, a bar of plain soap. Buy all 3 and you have spent around $12 or $13, and most of each box will be left over for the next batch. The actual cost of one batch works out to about $6. Buy all 3 and you have spent around $12 or $13. Grate your bar of soap, about a cup. and put it in a saucepan with a few cups of hot water over low heat. The actual cost of one batch works out to about $6. Do not rush it. Do not let it boil. While that is melting, fill a 5-gallon bucket about halfway with the hottest tap water you can draw. When your soap is fully melted, pour it into the bucket. Then add 1 cup of the washing soda and 1 cup of the borax. Stir slowly with a long wooden spoon for a couple of minutes. You will feel it starting to thicken slightly. Top the bucket off the rest of the way with cold tap water and give it a good stir. Put the lid on. Leave it overnight. By morning, the whole bucket will have set into a soft, thick gel, like a loose pudding. That is your laundry soap. A full bucket of it for a few dollars. To use it, stir it. It separates a bit as it sits, and that is normal. And scoop about 1/4 to 1/2 cup per load directly into the machine. Before I go further, washing soda and borax are both alkaline and strong. Wear gloves when you mix them. Keep them away from your face. And if you have children or pets in the house, both boxes go up high, closed, and out of reach. The same as any cleaning product. Used correctly, rinsed out through the wash, they are safe and have been used in homes for over 100 years. But you treat them with respect. Now, the part most people miss. This is why some people try this once and give up. Hard water. If you have hard water, and most of you watching this do, over time a soap-based wash can leave a faint buildup, a slight dullness or stiffness in your towels and clothes. Mineral and soap scum combined. It is subtle at first. Washing soda and borax are both alkaline and strong. Wear gloves when you mix them. Keep them away from your face. The fix is this. White vinegar. Plain, cheap, gallon jug. About $2. 1/2 cup goes into the rinse cycle. Both boxes go up high, closed, and out of reach. The same as any cleaning product. And it cuts right through that mineral buildup and rinses it clean away. Your clothes come out soft. Your towels feel like towels again. And before you ask, no. Your clothes do not come out smelling like vinegar. The smell rinses away completely as everything dries. I promise you, white vinegar in the rinse is the single difference between this homemade soap is wonderful and this homemade soap doesn't work. Same soap, same bucket. The vinegar is the secret. Hard water is a common challenge for many households. If you have hard water, and most of you watching this do, over time a soap-based wash can leave a faint buildup. Was more important than the recipe. And here it is. That laundry soap recipe, it has been around for over 100 years. Mineral and soap scum combined. It is subtle at first. There is no advertising budget for a box of washing soda. Nobody builds a distribution network around something you can make for $6 that lasts a year. The fix is this. White vinegar. Plain, cheap, gallon jug. About $2. 1/2 cup goes into the rinse cycle, because the same logic runs straight through your grocery cart. A bag of salad mix costs $5. It was picked days ago, processed, packaged, refrigerated, or poured in at the start of the rinse. The vinegar is mildly acidic, and it will give you 10 to 20 pounds of tomatoes in one season. That is not a small difference. Your clothes come out soft. Your towels feel like towels again. I thought every one of those things. Then I put a cherry tomato plant in a bucket on my patio, and everything changed, slowly, then all at once. The smell rinses away completely as everything dries. I promise you, with one plant, one container, and 20 minutes on a Saturday morning. Which brings me to the bundle I mentioned at the beginning, and this homemade soap doesn't work. Same soap, same bucket. The vinegar is the secret, who are done feeling like everything is out of their control. The first guide is for complete beginners. It walks you through growing food even if all you have is a balcony, a patio, or a sunny windowsill. Under $15 to set it up. Costs pennies per load. The second guide is a full strategic system for families who want to go further. Growing food year-round. Preserving your harvest so nothing goes to waste. Building a 3-month pantry from your own garden. And saving seeds so your garden pays for itself forever. Together, both guides plus the bonus materials, planting calendars, crop cheat sheets, preservation checklists, are normally $55. Right now, during the launch window, the full bundle is $29.90. That is less than what most families spend at the grocery store in a single trip, and it will save you 10 times that in the first growing season. The link is in the description right now. There is a 14-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. Over 4,000 families are already using this system. If you have been watching this channel for a while, you already know I do not recommend things unless I believe in them completely. This one I built myself, and I want you to have it. Click the link. Read the first chapter tonight. Plant your first seed this weekend. Let's keep going. I want to be completely honest with you about what this soap does and what it does not. This one I built myself, and I want you to have it. Click the link. Read the first chapter tonight. Plant your first seed this weekend. Let's keep going. I want to be completely honest with you about what this soap does and what it does not for the regular wash, and that is the great bulk of what any of us are washing. It gets clothes clean for pennies a load. And because there is no manufactured dye and no synthetic fragrance in it, it is far gentler on sensitive skin for the regular wash, and that is the great bulk of what any of us are washing. It gets clothes clean for pennies a load. And because there is no manufactured dye and no synthetic fragrance in it, it is far gentler on sensitive skin. One more note for those of you with high-efficiency front-loading machines. This soap is naturally low sudsing. It does not foam up like store detergents. And that is actually good for HE machines, which do not like a lot of suds. Rub a little of the gel soap right onto the stain, let it sit for a few minutes, then wash as usual. For everyday loads, the soap alone is plenty. For the hard stains, you spot treat first. That is just being honest about the tool. Commercial detergents contain enzymes, laboratory-built ingredients designed specifically to break down blood, grass, deep grease, baby messes. This homemade soap does not have those. I am not going to pretend it does. For a bad stain, treat it directly before it goes in the wash, but use less. 1 or 2 tablespoons is enough for an HE machine. And check your machine's manual, because some manufacturers specify their approved detergents. If you use this soap in one of those machines, run an occasional empty hot cycle with a cup of vinegar to prevent any buildup. I would rather tell you to check than have you blame me for a warranty issue. I mean that. Think about who profits from that jug of blue water. The company that sells it profits, of course. But look at the full picture. They sell you a jug that is mostly water, at a price that has almost nothing to do with what is actually inside it. The dye costs next to nothing. The fragrance is the most expensive ingredient and it does zero cleaning. It exists only to train your nose to associate that smell with clean. And the genius of it, from their side of the counter, is that it runs out. Every few weeks you are back at the store, lifting another heavy jug into the cart, paying again to ship water across the country. A thing you have to keep rebuying every month is a better business than a thing you make yourself for $6 once a year. And the smell is the hook that keeps the whole thing turning. They spent decades teaching an entire country that clean has a particular manufactured smell. So that plain, clean clothes with no dirt, no odor, and no perfume either, started to feel to people like not clean enough. Your own nose was turned into a salesman working for a company you never worked for. That is not chemistry. That is a habit sold to you and repurchased by you every single month of your life. There is no company that profits from a box of washing soda, a box of borax, a bar of plain soap, and a bucket. Nobody builds an advertising budget around it. Nobody can sell you a fresh one every month because you make it yourself and the boxes last and last. So you were never told. Not because it does not work. It has worked in homes for over a century. but because there is no money in teaching a person to do for $6 what they would rather sell for $300 a year. A family that can wash its clothes for pennies with 3 plain things from a low shelf is a family that needs no jug from anyone. And a family that grows even a fraction of its own food, a bucket of tomatoes, a pot of herbs, a little row of lettuce, is a family that the store has just a little less power over. That is what this channel is about. And that is what I want for you. Here is exactly what I want you to do this week. Next time you are at the store, walk past the laundry aisle, past the plastic jugs full of blue water, and go down to the low shelf. Pick up a box of washing soda. Not baking soda, washing soda. A box of borax. A plain bar of soap. And a gallon of white vinegar. Under $15 for all of it, and most of it left over for next time. That evening, grate your soap. Melt it in a few cups of hot water. Stir it into a half bucket of hot water with a cup of washing soda and a cup of borax. Top it off. Leave it overnight. In the morning, you will have a bucket of gel that washes your family's clothes for months. 1/4 to half a cup per load. A splash of vinegar in the rinse. Gloves when you mix. Boxes up high, away from the little ones. That is it. And if you want to take the next step, if you want to grow your own food, build a real pantry, and start shrinking what you spend at the grocery store every single month. The link for the Grow Your Ground bundle is in the description below. 2 complete guides, 4,000 families already using the system, and a 14-day money-back guarantee, so there is 0 risk in trying. $29.90 right now. The price goes up when the launch window closes. The link is right below this video. Tell me in the comments, do you have hard water where you live? And have you ever made your own laundry soap? If your grandmother had a recipe, I want to hear it. I read every single one of these comments, and the old recipes you share are part of why I keep doing this. If this video was useful to you, hit the subscribe button. Because next time, I am going to show you how to make the bar soap itself. From scratch, the old way, with just a few simple things and a little patience, so that even that $2 bar is something you can make with your own hands instead of buying. It is the natural next step after today. Until then, walk past the blue water, make your own. And remember, the people who built this country with their hands knew things we are only just starting to remember.